It's okay. Off your mic, it's okay. Off your mic,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun lamo do.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun Live.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun today, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Maiyegun diary.
You know what to do. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Nibola tuja see you. Maiyegun today.
Maiyegun diary, àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, ó bá ṣe é.
Who are the Tinubu's enemies? Are they the Nigerians that rejected him? Are Tinubu's enemies the opposition? Who are those Asari Dokubo is arming or is armed to fight on behalf of Tinubu? A very big question. If you have the answer, share this broadcast. There is a trending video. In case if you haven't seen it, I'll show you. All right, but it's everywhere, and it's a video of those Asari Dokubo called his own army, and they are Tinubu's army. There are so many things behind this. I know a little bit. I can share with you. Share this broadcast.
Lórí Facebook, and yes, so like Lórí YouTube, and yes, so like.
If you are from Plateau State, of course, the report of the Fulani terrorists called bandits wreaking havoc in that part of Nigeria, killing over 200 people in a space of 2 months. Of course, the Nigeria Army, the new Nigeria Army chief, has now issued a warning to all of those vigilantes. If you have guns in Plateau State and you don't want to be killed by the Nigerian Army, go and submit or surrender your guns. It's part of the broadcast tonight. There is this other one too. Although it may sound far-fetched, but it happened, ladies and gentlemen. They arrested 2 Boko Haram members who confessed to have been members of Boko Haram for 15 years. 2 of them, 4 escaped. Their mission to kill Atiku Abubakar, bomb his private university. Now DSS arrested them. And also tonight, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you are from northern Nigeria, enraged about your religion and the rest of that, you should also be kind of enraged right now with the criminals who have not only impoverished the northern Nigeria, they've terrorized the northern Nigeria. Women, children, most of them have been victims. In Kano State, 1.5 million children are now at the risk of malnutrition. Why won't there be malnutrition? In the poverty capital of the world, they are still buying themselves bulletproof vehicles with your money. If there's any rage that should be coming up right now, that's a very legit one. Again, you can still share this broadcast. So once again, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you. From wherever you are watching from, it is Maiyegun, and this is live. If you are watching live, not replay or premiere. Nigeria has been showing the symptoms of a failed country for the past 8 years. In fact, I want baba money, I want baba money. I'm talking about those who are in the know, wise men, intelligent people, including those who have been the victim of this failed state in 8 years. They agreed and concluded that APC, Egbekegbe, led by Bokwari Mumumadu and Pastor Ruga Ikene Shatabandu, they have taken Nigeria 20 years backward, and that's them being generous. Is worse than that. Today, we have different terrorists, armed groups all over Nigeria, majorly sponsored by politicians. Unfortunately, some of them, they are actually in bed with the people in government, in fact, with the government in power. We've seen enough. Where we have seen Fulani bandit or Fulani terrorist bragging with so much confidence inside the government house where they invited him for peace talk. If they were brandishing their guns, nobody could touch them. In the last 8 years, the most terrorized people in Africa, they are Nigerians. But most of this terror are sponsored, like I said, by the government of Nigeria. How? In the last 8 years, there has never been a single prosecution of any single individual for any of one single terror act that has been reported in Nigeria. Meanwhile, they've reported thousands of same. The same government that couldn't rehabilitate those who are the victims of this terrorism across Nigeria, they had enough money to rehabilitate their killers. These terrorists, in the last 11 years in Nigeria, they have grown the industry so much that those who kidnapped children from their dormitories in schools, raped them, put them in family way, they returned and they called them repentant terrorists. So, and they didn't stop there. The government of Nigeria under APC, Egbekegbe, they ensured that muzzling down the people who ever tried to beam any searchlight into this terrorism and their collaboration with the people in government. They were targeted and they became the main terrorists, while the terrorists became the real citizens or activists. In fact, there were prominent people in Nigeria, including government officials, who have spoken in defense of these terrorists. All of this happened before our very eyes. It got so bad. Nigeria was losing 700,000 barrels of crude oil every day for straight 6 years, undetected. And it got so bad to the point that they had to call a militant leader to come and help them safeguard the government properties, pipelines, with billions. In these past 7-8 years as well, Nigerians have witnessed how the defense budget has skyrocketed over the years. And as the budget of the defense in Nigeria keeps going up, so is the terrorism and the insecurity in Nigeria. So it wasn't such a shock when Asari Dokubo surfaced. Immediately, Pablo Escobar became the president, or your INEC president, or as some will say, interim president, whatever. Asari Dokubo sat inside the asshole rock in Abuja, the seat of power, and he accused the Nigerian military of being behind crude oil smuggling and stealing in Nigeria. And according to him, he has been, in fact, he and his own team, they have been, in fact, providing internal security for Nigerians due to the failure of Nigeria defense agent and all that. He said that. He said, Kaduna Abuja Expressway that became, no-go area under Boko Haram, that people had to park their cars and they were using train, which later got attacked. Long story. Asari Dokubo bragged inside the asshole rock that his boys cleared the terrorist along Kaduna Abuja. That in fact, from his own assessment, ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria military can no longer defend Nigerians in Nigeria anymore. That's according to Asari. And he bragged too. He said, President Tinubu is going to sack all of them soon. Few days later, Tinubu announced his new service chiefs. However, it didn't stop there. Whatever it is between Tinubu and Asari that has brought this audacity to this level, there is more to it. I'll tell you from what I heard from the grapevine. I'll be waiting to call him something I eavesdrop and don't rule it out. Remember that nobody actually really voted for Tinubu to be president. He didn't have that number. Sure you get, he didn't have that number. However, Tinubu is kind of under the, what do you call it? The bondage of the northern politicians who falsify all the figures for him. Sure you get? So he holds them. And somehow, there are those who are kind of saying as well that with the way things are going, these guys could be so desperate to stage another coup, which is going to be led by another northerner. So somehow, Tinubu is seen as somebody that is a bloody civilian with money and somehow shouldn't even wield the whole power of GCFR. That's the eavesdropper. So for Tinubu, it will be a good time to also use that instrument of that presidency as the president of Nigeria, to begin to identify with those who can make trouble. Because whether you like it or not, all of this Boko Haram and Fulani terrorism that you are seeing, they are all politically motivated. We know how Boko Haram started, and we know those behind it that we have come to know today that they did all of that, all to seize power in Nigeria. They did same, bringing in the Fulani terrorists by telling them that Nigeria belonged to them. They are all welcome. Then on the other hand, asking the people to part with their lands if they want peace. We know the collaboration between those who are sponsoring these terrorists up north and allowing them to spread down south. We are not too young or too dense to remember that. It has nothing to do with religion, we all know. And everywhere they send all these terrorists, it has also been certified, confirmed that there are areas where natural resources, valuable natural resources, are hugely deposited. All these things have all come out to show that those who are beheading people, killing people, shouting Allahu Akbar and the rest of that, and those who are telling us that somehow Sharia is for Islam and the rest, and they are kind of packaging this whole thing, we've discovered, is for political power. So, if they have the army up north, why not arm your own army down south? So who are the enemies that Asari is putting an army together? Who are the Tinubu's enemies? Is it me? You? Those of you who rejected him? Or those of you who are in court? In your democracy, you are allowed to what? To go to court if you feel cheated. So who are they arming? And why is Asari Dokubo allowed to arm hundreds of people with guns? To fight which war? To defend who? And also, a lot of you who are currently watching me right now, I want to throw it to you, okay? How would you feel, or what would you say if, the script is changed and it is not Asari, it is somebody else that put together people wearing blacks, in today's Nigeria, people wearing blacks and threatening that it is Tinubu's turn. Everybody should just go and relax. Anybody that try to bring the government of, anybody that try to remove Tinubu, they will battle with them. Like, is that also part, are they paramilitary? And how did they manage to get their guns? Who certified all of that? How many other groups are they, or are there across Nigeria who are also Tinubu's army? Like, what is going on? It is to kind of complete the chapter of a book called Nigeria, a Failed State. Ladies and gentlemen, Asari's army, after he went to Mecca, and when he came back from Mecca, he decided to launch them. Let's start with this, in case if you haven't seen it. It's a stretch.
Under the rain, under the sun, people go down on my road. Under the rain, under the sun, people go down on my road. Let's go. Under the rain, under the sun, people go down on my road. Under the rain, under the sun, people go down on my road. Hey, don't get caught that thing. Under the sun, we go for that like we go. Under the rain, under the sun, we go for that like we go. Under the rain, under the sun, we go for that like we go. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. The rain is giving us pleasure. Let's go. Hey! Hey! Weme. Amama weme. Weme. Amama weme. Imuja bebe to go we can pray. Amama weme. Weme. Amama weme. Imuja bebe to go with my boy pray. Weme. Amama weme. Weme. Amama weme. Imuja bebe to go we can pray. Amama weme. Weme. Amama weme. Imuja bebe to go with my pray. Amama weme. Amama weme. Eyes on. Ease on. It's on Kimemia. Just pay. Yende. Thank you, everyone. We thank God for keeping us alive. Whatever the enemies are planning, they will. Whatever the enemies are planning, what will happen? We are here. I think you are seeing me. I am not a ghost. I just come from Saudi Arabia. Wow. We are here. We thank God. We work for President Bola Tinubu, and he will succeed. Anybody who is planning for him to fail, the person had already. We are not competing with anybody. As you see us, we have never competed with anybody. Who is making noise here? Which arrest them? Which arrest them? Which arrest them? But I don't bring that man back there.
So I'm going to ask you this question again. You know what they call the rhetorical question. You don't have to answer me because it's like you know the answer. Okay? But it's a kind of question that you have to answer inside of you. Just let us change the role there. Let's assume that somebody put together the kind of people you saw there, wearing black and all that. And then their leader addresses them by saying, we are working for Peter Obi. For those who don't want Peter Obi to claim his mandate, we are ready for them. We are waiting for the tribunal. What will be your reaction? Even as obedient yourself. Or whether you are not obedient, or you know what I mean, like I'm using Obi now. What will be your first reaction if you see a video and somebody that depicted that thing there, but they were for Peter Obi? Now let's move it aside again. What will be your first reaction if you saw that kind of group of people, and they said they are Atiku's army, okay, and they work for Atiku Abubakar, and they are only waiting for tribunal before they will now fight his enemies who don't want him to be president, what will be your first reaction? I told you don't have to tell me. But at least one of the first reaction I am very sure of is the shock that will be all over you. That shock of, oh my God. Maiyegun, have you seen that video? There's this group of people, they're about 500. They are wearing black. And they just said that they are waiting for tribunal. If they don't declare Peter Obi, Nigeria is in trouble. Can you call, something like that? The shock, exactly. And then the other reactions that will follow. Those who called others fascists, I hope they are still alive and they can see real fascism at play in Nigeria, a failed country. No thanks to APC. Egbekegbe. Asari, continue.
Arrest them. I just pardon her. I don't tell them to come become arrest. Yeah. So, thank you very much. Every one of you, you have tried. Things are coming. We are. Na turn by turn, oh. Na jagaban turn, oh. Turn by turn. I beg you, wait for your turn. Come on. Turn by turn, oh. Na jagaban turn, oh. Turn by turn, oh. I beg you, we say now turn by turn, oh. Na jagaban turn, oh. Turn by turn, oh. I beg you wait for your turn. I beg you wait for your turn, oh. Turn by turn, oh. Na jagaban turn, oh. Turn by turn, oh. I beg you wait for your turn. If you do anyhow, you say anyhow. You do anyhow, you say anyhow. You do anyhow, you say anyhow. You will collect woto. Turn by turn. Agagaban turn. Turn by turn. I beg you wait for your turn. Turn by turn. Agagaban turn. Turn by turn. I beg you wait for your turn. Turn by turn. Agagaban turn. Turn by turn. I beg you wait for your turn. I beg you wait for your turn, oh. Turn by turn, oh. Na jagaban turn, oh. Turn by turn, oh. I beg you wait for your turn. Say I beg you wait for your turn, oh. Turn by turn, oh. Na jagaban turn, oh. Turn by turn, oh. I beg you wait for your turn. Say I beg you wait for your turn, oh. Turn by turn, oh. Na jagaban turn, oh. Turn by. Arrest them.
Ah, God, why do you brought me to this Nigeria? What is my sin? Kí lè ṣẹ̀ mi gangan? Kí ni ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mi tó fi dá mi sí Nàìjíríà yìí? Ìkíní, èkejì, ẹ̀kẹta. Ah! Oh yeah. Ah God.
I have another question I want to ask you, especially those of you who are still very much sane despite all of this madness going on in Nigeria. For a moment, do you ever envisage that that's actually Nigeria we are talking about, that is happening in Nigeria, or this whole thing? Do they feel like how does that make you feel? I can read some comments. Of course, it is Nigeria, and it is even worse. Consider this as those that are made public. You have gangster government in Nigeria, a cartel-like, cabal-like, more or less like the criminal underworld, kind of, where all kinds of absurdities are everyday mental sum. It is Nigeria. They have guns, and their government, they are president loyalists. So another thing is this: could the chaos, absurdity, and anarchy that Tinubu told the tribunal about, if they remove him, could those be the sign of that? Like, wala go day if they try anything to remove Tinubu? In case if you don't know, Asari already has an army in the waiting. Another thing is this: to those of you who still kind of having hope in Nigeria, listen, I agree that we are all trapped in this, okay? Whether we like it or not, we are all trapped as long as Nigeria exists. Now, to those of you who want Nigeria to continue to exist, especially those of you who believe that you could change the trajectory and Nigeria can still recover after all these bad people, in your own mind, like, be honest, oh, if you are that smart, oh, do you think with the level of different armed groups, politically sponsored, politically armed, different armed groups in Nigeria, and the poverty that is skyrocketing, which will continue to make it easier for people like Asari to recruit poor people, hungry people? Asari is their savior. And where is Asari getting the money from? From the government, the politicians in government, or contracts through governments. So when things continue like this, do you think when everything finally explodes, that our precious Nigeria, do you think it can survive another civil war? Do you? Ethnic cleansing? Ethnic genocide? Government-sponsored cleansing and killings? Do you think Nigeria will survive it? If you ask me 1 million times, I'll tell you, Nigeria won't survive it. Now, if you ask me again that will Nigeria ever get to that stage 1 million times, my answer will remain the same thing. Yes, it is just a matter of time. And you know something about history? I'll tell you something about history. Empires that have risen and then fallen, historically, people don't just, history don't happen by you sleeping last night, waking up this morning. What is going on in Nigeria right now is you and me living through history. We are actually writing history. We are living through the moment that those who are going to read about this moment in 10, 20, in 100, 200 years to come, they will read them Just pretty much like you have been reading about things that happened before you were born and now. The only difference is that the breakup of Nigeria is going to happen so fast, and it's going to happen in our lifetime when they continue in this trajectory. It's a matter of time. But because we are living through it, it's going to be like, when is it going to end? What is the way forward? Well, what are we going to do? I mean, when is it going to be? This and that. You are living through it. You are living through it. It is happening right before your very eyes. And when it finally comes to that closure, those who will read about this, those who will research about this in years to come, they will just read them with short phrase. And then they will read about the numbers of people who eventually died because of this one Nigeria. You are living through history. Don't rush. They will tell your own, generation coming after you that you live through the time of, what do you call it? The breakup of Nigeria and those who made that happen. Failed country, failed states is no more than this. It will get to a chokehold, as long as the poverty keeps increasing, corruption keeps increasing, terrorism will continue to increase because they will continue to see people to serving them. And like I said, I don't know how you are saying it, and I don't want to, probably judge you with how you're saying it. But the bottom line is this. Nigeria has been taken over by criminals for a very long time, by the way. But you see this set, they are going to make it quick. It's going to be a quick death. But just give it time. Like I said, somebody said, but we don't have time. We need to rescue Nigeria. Of course, like I said, you believe you could rescue Nigeria. Good luck with that. Okay? Good luck. So if the anarchy they are promising is coming from the people like Asari, and then the people have to kind of fight back, okay? So when they push you to a stage, for example, let's say the situation got out of hand and people decided that they are going to occupy everywhere in Nigeria, and then they mobilize all of their armed terrorists to invade you, attack you, and in the process, they expect you to run away scared. Let's say that's something kind of click in you, especially for those who witnessed the EndSARS killing, who said something died in them with what they witnessed, those who actually witnessed the killing firsthand. A lot of them said something died in them about Nigeria from that day, that they don't believe in anything Nigeria anymore. Those ones are they are also in their hundreds of thousands, so as we speak. So let's say they send all their thugs. If they remove Tinubu, or even if they don't remove Tinubu, you can no longer take all of this anymore. You decided that you want to take up your government on it, and they mobilize all of this, their armed terrorists from across Nigeria to unleash terror on you. Then from somewhere, somehow, you decided to defend yourselves. That would be a civil war, or a revolution, as some of you will call it. Do you think Nigeria will be able to survive that? Or am I painting am I going too far? No, I'm not. I'm not going too far. I am giving you a scenario. Sure, you get that I'm not saying that you probably have a chance of fighting them back. We have seen several times that they have managed to crush any sort of protest and what have you against them. Sure, you get. So not that I'm expecting you to. But I'm saying, if after the whole thing, if the court remove him and this one says no, wouldn't you want to fight and defend that your Nigeria? To save that Nigeria? And then they mobilize this. Wouldn't that lead to civil war? You will call it revolution. But it will actually be a civil war, a real one. Because now they are not going to just use the army or the police. Because some of them may even join you. Now they will have all this armed group. How many are they in Nigeria? Where are they getting all their guns? Who are their sponsor? So what is the aim? Who are the enemies they want to fight? You. So let's say the court remove him now. would they now start saying that no, there will be riot or what have you, and then you want to defend that Nigeria and say no, it's been removed? Wouldn't that lead to something? Now, let's say the court didn't remove him, and you feel bad that you got cheated. The court threw the case out, okay? And you are angry, you want to protest, you want to do this and that, demobilize them. And then somehow, something click in you. Maybe when they start their, what do you call it, their intimidation and all that, you decide that you're not running away. No, we're not running away this time. We're going to fight it to the end. And boom, it started. Something click in you and say, instead of running away, we'd rather die now. Wouldn't that lead to war? Wouldn't that lead to civil war? These are the scenarios I'm giving you. But again, I am not raising my hope on that. I can only play out things. And eventually, we see where everybody belongs to. Yesterday, the report was that Lagos state government, after denying that nobody died during the EndSARS protest in Lagos, and then when people were sharing the details of those who have gone missing, considered dead, killed by the government of Nigeria, Bokuwari, Buratai the Butcher, Sanwo-Iku, and Tinubu. Now, for nearly 3 years, a lot of them were asking, where are the bodies? If people died, where are the bodies? Is it just a blackmail? The Igbo people's plan to burn down Lagos. That is what the EndSARS was all about. They did their best to kind of change the narrative, but it never left them. It actually cost them the power in Nigeria, that EndSARS. Because of it, APC, Egbekegbe, decided to rig election and force Tinubu on you. And it was like the day they announced him, it was like a national mourning day. It was like somebody important died in Nigeria. No celebration, no nothing. EndSARS cost them that. And even during this year's Charade election, they were still asking, where are the bodies? Where are the bodies? During their paneling, the EndSARS panel in Lagos, where witnesses, eyewitnesses, victims' families showed up, and they were begging that, listen, we need a closure. Give us our family members that you killed. Give us their bodies. Let's go and give them befitting burials. They accepted, they agreed that there are dead bodies, there are people killed with different kind of trauma. You know what I mean? By the Nigeria military, Nigeria police, and the Lagos Agberos, the thugs, the cultists that they gave weapons to attack the protesters as well. They killed over 200 people, took all their bodies away, and they did what they could do with some, but they couldn't dispose the rest off. Now they won't give them to their families. They denied them in death. They denied them in their, everything that could at least make them human. That's that feeling of humanity that should be something that should always prick you before you do any evil to another person. These were people who were also parents. Sanwo-Iku have children, and his wife, they have children. Tinubu have children. Bokuwari have children and grandchildren. All these guys have their own loved ones, people they care about. So they kept 103 bodies. And despite that, as unfortunate as it is, these cold-hearted criminals, they won't even stop. Or should I say, they even have no remorse of what they have done, that they were still going to use their bodies to perpetuate another corruption. 61.5 million naira to bury 103 Nigerians that they slaughtered and killed between October 2020 and November 1st, 2020. The killings didn't stop at Lekki Toll Gate, ladies and gentlemen. The killings of EndSARS protesters didn't stop on the 20th of October 2020. 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th until the 1st of November, they were still slaughtering Nigerians all over Nigeria. In Rivers State, between 26th of October and the 1st of November, Werewike declared curfew in Obigbo, in Rivers State, because area occupied by the Igbos. He brought in soldiers, and they were going into people's homes where you already declared curfew. People couldn't go out. They couldn't open their businesses. Curfew for over a week. And then you still send soldiers into their homes, shooting and killing them, and they were taking their bodies away as well. What they did in Lagos and what they did in Rivers State with Werewike, I expected ordinarily to have, all these reports are supposed to have been piled up by now. And all these characters that no longer have any kind of immunity shouldn't be seen traveling all over Europe under the name of as a politician from Nigeria. These are guys that we should be working on getting them arrested for what they have done. Nearly 3 years after denying, they came out yesterday that they were going to bury each person with over 500,000 naira. Now, they have 103 people they killed, youth that they killed in Lagos. They were picking their bodies. They said they were picking their bodies away. I'm going to show you something very soon. So now, to bury 103 corpses of EndSARS, it will cost 61.2 million naira. Now, which means if each corpse, if you see how much it will cost to bury each corpse, is put at 560,000 naira. If you divide that 61.2 million naira. So it will take them, that's what I'm saying. Their evil, the evil they did will not even stop them from actually perpetuating, using their bodies to perpetuate further corruption. You want to bury them in mass graves. Mass grave is when you use excavator and you dig the earth very deep, and then a truck or a trailer will bring all of these corpses, right, mauled over each other, over one another, and they will dump them in a pit, and then they will cover them with the earth, and that's what is called mass grave. Now, to put them, after putting them in where they have put them, right, to now bury them, it will cost them 560,000 naira to bury each of them, 61.2 million naira to dig a hole and put them inside, and they are still denying their families from taking them. By the way, I wonder why some of these people are not bombarding government houses and all of that in Lagos. I was wondering until I found the answer. As at February 2021, after the killings, when the tribunal, or let me say the panel, released their report that indicted the Nigerian military, that they indeed went there to kill the people, intention to kill, that's why they went. All right? And from their report, from those who suffered another act of violence from the Nigerian police, Nigerian military outside Lekki Toll Gate, they receive all of these reports at that panel. So they also indicted the Nigeria police. In fact, they indicted some individuals, and they asked the government to prosecute them. So Lagos State government rejected the reports. But you know what they did behind the scene? They started going to the families that came to the trial, to the panel, to lodge the complaint that their family members are missing or killed. You know what Sanwo-Iku did? Those they could find, they started giving them jobs inside Lagos. Lagos State governor offering the families of the EndSARS victims jobs. Remember, they said they couldn't find their bodies, but they still went behind, following the information they gathered from the panel, and they started offering them money. They'll go to each family and offer them job. If you see none of them coming out today, as this whole thing is raging, to come out and say, well, they still couldn't find their families. A lot of them have been settled, unfortunately, with peanuts. But like I said, this is a crime against humanity. It's never going to go away. No matter how long it takes, these guys, they will pay. I kind of strongly believe that. They will pay. For now, they have the levelers of power, which means they can keep themselves protected. But it won't be for long for what they did. So they then released this information you have on your screen. Okay? So the information you have on your screen right now is that of the Lagos State government. the 103 people they want to bury in mass graves, claiming that their family members didn't come to collect them. So according to them, I'm sorry if the picture is very blurry, if you could barely read some of them. I did my best to kind of expand this, to kind of stretch them. They are very tiny. So now, according to them, this is going to be the identity of those they want to bury. And the identity is by the location where they pick up their body. And what is the cause of their death? Are you with me? So you have that on your screen. I don't want to keep reading because there are so many repetitions there. Now, the areas, though I told you that they even kidnapped some people in the name of arresting them for EndSARS. They tortured them in different kind of police cell, military barracks across Nigeria. Some of them, they tortured them to death. In Lagos State, wherever you see prison. These are the people they took there because of EndSARS. They tortured them to death in prison. Does that mean that those people didn't mention their names when they took them to prison? Now, they couldn't mention their names so that their family members can come out and say, that's my brother. Oh, that's my distance. They identify them as location, prison. What happened? Rifle shot. How do you shoot somebody in prison? So they said that they were trying to break. Did you see any breakout in Ikoyi prison in the last 3 years? Did you? These are people. How can somebody that they took to prison die of a rifle shot because they protested, EndSARS protester? Does that make any sense to you? They murdered these people, okay? And I'm happy that when they came out, they initially thought that was going to be fake news. Ladies and gentlemen, some of their supporters, when the news broke out that they want to bury 103 EndSARS victims in mass grave by Lagos State government, a lot of their supporters wished that it was fake news until government of Lagos came out yesterday and they confirmed it. And according to them, they were just people who died and their family members didn't come to collect them. Now, if you pick bodies up in Maiyegun, you pick bodies up somewhere in Ketu, you pick bodies up in Ojota, do you also pick bodies up in prison? How do people die of rifle shots in prison? How? So we will never stop talking. We will never stop showing this. Of course, they may feel like they are untouchable. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. But I promise you, a lot will happen. It is just a matter of time. Bokwari, Buratai the Butcher, Sanwo-Iku, and the rest of those who participated in that murder, and all over the country. I promise you, you are not going to have to give them karma, okay? They will pay. Just give it time. So going forward, ladies and gentlemen, the report that 2 Boko Haram members were caught yesterday. And according to that report, the news is that Kolu prefer Atiku to be his runoff or rerun candidate. Peter Obi, because according to them, according to the INEC report, all right, in your elections, Tinubu scored 38% or something. Atiku scored 29 or so percent. And they said Peter Obi scored 25%. Apart from the fact that this whole thing was kind of falsified, like cooked figure and all that, somehow they believe that what Peter Obi is doing, that's Tinubu and Campo, that you see this fight, this I won, because Peter Obi said he won, and he will prove it. Remember? So he's the one asking that if there's going to be any, Peter Obi said if there's going to be any rerun, Peter Obi and Tinubu, they say if there's going to be any rerun, it's going to be between them. Tinubu should be disqualified. He won't participate. Sure you get? Now, Tinubu is now asking the court that, what do you call it? He is already scored the highest. And if the issue of FCT is a big deal, then the rerun should be between him and Atiku. Because they believe that if the court said they should remove Tinubu, and they didn't fancy the FCT importance of it, Atiku will be the beneficiary. That's the permutation in the Atifu's camp. But if they disqualify Kolu and they declare a run, it's going to be between Atiku and the Obi. So what people are now saying is that whether you like it or not, it is true that Tinubu have already set in motion a lot of forces that are going to help him to keep that power. So when the reports came that there was going to be an assassination attempt on the life of Atiku, trust the PDP, they jumped at it. When the obedients themselves, when they heard about it, they quickly screamed and said, security should be formed around the OBO, because you see this Kolu is just unraveling. By the time it come out fully, a lot of you will begin to understand what happened to Funshaw Williams. I beg, improve security around this and that. So what does that tell you? It simply means that, yes, somehow, there will be a lot of, underhand attacks, staged attacks on those suspected as threats to Kolu. Remember, Osama bin Laden is your vice president. I want you to not wave off this assertion. When they caught the guy, or two of them, they confessed that the job they gave to them was one, to target the time that Atiku is going to be in Adamawa so that they can take him out. It's going to be like a terrorist attack. While they are taking him out, simultaneously, they are going to, detonate some bombs in his own school. And others that are kind of like on the run themselves, they name them, they mention them. Others are saying, Benny, no, they let them deceive you, Jare Maiyegun. You they believe that kind of thing. And nonsense, just say, well, I do. Sure you get, because there is actually an evidence of it. Okay, but I can't promise. Sorry, I can't make you believe if you don't want to. But the bottom line is that if you begin to see political assassination or attempted assassination and so many other things that could look pretty much like the message is clear and the rest, don't be surprised. It is the hand of Esau. Esau, Abiti Jacob Budeni. You get? Because on the side, there are people who are kind of believing that, one thing, this Tinubu is giving us the vibe of Bokwari. It is like, whether everything looks somehow, like Bokwari is no longer there, it still seems that Tinubu is still kind of pandering towards the Fulani terrorist. If what happened in the last 2 months is anything to go by, I'll give you instances. When they announced Lagbaja as the chief of staff appointed by Tinubu, he made sort of a two declaration. One was an appeal. The other one is a threat. One was for the north. The other one for the southeast Nigeria, Lagbaja. Now, when Lagbaja was appointed, he said, he begged, we beg all the northern governors to please give us access, allow us to go after the terrorists. He begged them. On the other hand, he threatened the eastern Nigeria. According to him, this is a warning to all the IPOB that I am coming for you. Okay? And it was like, everyone who is considered or associated to have anything to do with IPOB and the rest of them, you are better advised to leave Eastern Nigeria. So, as usual, when Boko Haram was there, they had what they called Operation Python Dance. But we all know that whenever Python is dancing, Python is squeezing and stretching its prey to break the bone, to do all of that before you can swallow it. Pythons don't dance. But in northern Nigeria, it was a different one. Operation A. Why did I forget that? It was something like, it was Operation Lafia Dole in northern Nigeria. And according to them, the soldiers who went to northern Nigeria, their job is to capture repentant terrorists. The ones they sent to eastern Nigeria, their job is to kill anybody that they suspect as Igbo or IPOB. They are covered, licensed to kill. So Tinubu came and brought in Lagbaja. In one of Lagbaja's utterances, ladies and gentlemen, he just told, in fact, in one of their actions, just about 2 or so weeks ago, breaking news, Nigeria military neutralized some bandits. Baba, by the time they published the image of the bandits killed by the Nigerian army in Plateau State, they were the volunteers, vigilantes, the frustrated civilians who are tired of being killed or kidnapped by Fulani terrorists. They were those who got shot and killed by the Nigerian army. When they found that, they quickly covered it up and said, okay, that was a wrong identity. So when Lagbaja came out, he went to, he did go to Mangu in Plateau State to boost the morale of the soldiers that will stop the killings, which have seen over 200 people slaughtered, killed by these Fulani terrorists in a space of 2 months. So he went there, did some push-up, something like this, and then he told the people there, for peace to reign, if you have gun, you must surrender that gun to government. So that what happened to those vigilantes will not happen to you. Surrender your guns. What happened to the Fulani terrorists who are carrying AK-47 about? The message is not for them. Oh yeah, push up. So that's Lagbaja and the boys. Moral, boost their moral, do all of that, do press up. Oh yeah, do this, and that. Say, man, it's very fit. See how I see army chief. Then he told them that they have to, because the kind of operation he wants to carry out, he doesn't want anybody walking about with guns. And that's what Boko Haram did. He told the people he disarmed. Remember when Boko Haram disarmed the people of Southern Kaduna, the people of Middle Belt, and then the Southern Nigeria, telling all of us to submit our guns. Remember? So the policy is still in place. Boko Haram's vibes. That is what Tinubu is giving you. Tinubu made an announcement that he removed subsidy. After removing subsidy, He said he was going to share to you, he's going to share 500 billion naira at 8,000 naira per household. No be so? Did you know that Tinubu, well, I'll remind you, Tinubu also said 500,000 hectares of land have been mapped and they are ready to be allocated to people who can go into farming. Whose land was Tinubu talking about? Where are those lands? Who gave those land? How did he, in 2 months, acquire those land? Or were those the land mapped by Bokwari that he didn't have the lever with the resistance that people gave to even announce them? For example, Bokwari didn't have the lever to remove the subsidy that he was paying to his own friends, trillions of them for years. He gave it to Tinubu to remove it. So Tinubu said he has 500,000 acres of land. Where are those land? Are those part of what they've mapped out for Ruga, for cattle colony, for ranching, and other nonsense they said they want to use to placate the Fulani terrorists in Nigeria? You are not asking those questions, are you? I'll remind you. Okay? Because now subsidy they remove. Wait to concern land, people's land with subsidy remover. Because it's all scripted. And with the way they are harming everybody, they expect all of us to scamper, to safety, hide, and not say a word. We will always say a word. We'll say a lot. I put that back into your mind, into your subconscious mind as well. 500,000 hectares of land as part of subsidy palliative. Whose land? Where? Don't forget. As for our people in Edo, they seem to be getting tired now of this rising cost of living. They staged a protest just today. Maybe you should listen. Everybody is feeling it. Remember what I told you about bad government? You cannot support bad government because you want to punish some people or you want to make them cry. All right? You see, bad government is like fat. Here you get. Let's say you just fat inside this room, codedly. Nobody knows that you are fatted. And you see this deep, sinking, smelly fat. You do it codedly. By the time you release it into the atmosphere, everybody inside that space will collect. Everybody. Including yourself. Okay, maybe that's not a good one, Abi. Manage them like that. Bad government does not spare anybody. Whether those in charge of that bad government, they are from your tribe, or they are from your religion, or they are your family members, or whatever. It doesn't matter. You know, one thing about bad government is that those who are doing it, they don't even kind of see it as anything bad. They don't see it as anything bad that they don't see themselves as victims too. Let me say something to you. In Nigeria today, what is most worrisome for people is poverty. I don't want to be poor. I can never be poor again in my life. Father Lord, save me from poverty. My generation is about poverty, which is about what? Lack of what they can touch and see. Yeah. So the politicians who always steal so much money, they have so much money. They've stolen them. Useless money. They use the money to buy things that, you know, like everything they can get, they can't get them. They deny you, or let me say, they denied you the basic amenity, basic, what do you call? They call the standard, the good standard of living. Then they took the money that could actually help your economy, create jobs, make life meaningful. And they packed the money and they put them somewhere in soak away, in foreign banks. When they want to, they will say, okay, they are buying properties. They buy properties everywhere. They have billions. They stock them everywhere. Some of them, they don't even know where they kept all your money. Okay? Hospitals, they won't build. Schools, they won't fund. Education, they won't fund. But somehow, the roads, they didn't build. These children, they didn't train. Now, they have a country riddled with untrained, uneducated, or miseducated people who also need to survive. And here you are, ruined country. Crime is on the rise. They don't have peace of mind themselves until they have people with guns guiding them like they are criminals. In this country, if you see anybody that comes out of a car and police are with guns around him, nobody is going to call that person prime minister or president. They will believe that that person is a criminal. The whole street will think there is a criminal they brought home. Who is that person? Is there a criminal? In Nigeria, they are guiding your criminal politicians because they are criminals, running away from the nemesis of what they have done. Shall you they follow me? So the day they need their medical care, they will need to fly 14 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours out of the country they rule, the place they are Lord and Savior. They will have to run away from there to go and get medical care. So Shell stealing the money. Are they not doing themselves too? Of course, they've denied you medical care. They've denied you. They've denied you a good economy that can give you a job and make you live a standard life, okay? So they've forced you to live within this small space they want to put you, okay? The poverty they weaponize, they did that. But in the process, they are also hurting themselves. Bad government is injurious to everyone, including those who are perpetuating it. If they kind of feel like they themselves are also victims, that way, that just maybe they will begin to withdraw from their foolishness. And for those supporting them, because of whatever you think you have with them, I'm a Yoruba, I'm a Christian, I'm a Ghana, whatever you call yourself with them, bad government will not spare you. You will exist inside the country they have created, inside the economy they have created. And I bet you, even Allah go deny you.
Apadà mojú ara wa rí báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ gorí presidency lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà owó kówó epo ẹ ti tún sáré ṣe mítìnì ẹlẹ́fẹ́ yọ subsidy lórí iná lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà ẹ ti tún fọwọ́ kówó léèwé àwọn ọmọ kí ló dé sí káwọn tálíkà sórí ibú ni. àwọn abọ́tẹ̀ ìgbà tó ti lọ ọmọ tí lọ léèwé ẹ wá mú owó léèwé ẹ wá ní federal school olówó wo ní kó ọmọ sí federal school láàrin èmi àti ìsọlọ́m kò sólówó kankan tí kó ọmọ sí federal school tí tálíkà náà lọ láti for something naira ẹ wá gbé lọ sí 100 something naira. ó tún wá di pẹ́ntẹ́ ẹ máa gbọ́ o wọ́n tún wá ní pé kò sówó òwe kò sówó aṣọ ń bẹ̀ ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ bẹ̀rù ọlọ́run ẹ̀yin ìjọba èyí tèmi fi dá yín lójú ní pé bẹ́ẹ̀ bá sọ pé ẹ̀mọ̀ fara ni wá ó lè mọ́ ẹ̀yìn o àmọ́ ọlọ́run ó làálà sí gbogbo tẹ̀yìn náà bá bí ẹ̀ sí ábílẹ̀ ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ ń fi sínú wa. Ara wa ní àwọn èèyàn ẹ wá ń tepo fún wa 600 nílùú tá a ti lépo ẹ wá lè fẹ́ fún wa ní 80,000 palliative orí burúkú kan wọ́n sọ fún wa pé 8,000 yẹn máa ẹ wọ́n sọ fún pé 8,000 yẹn ló ń pọ̀ wá ní. ẹ̀yin tẹ́lẹ̀ nìkan ṣe nínú ayé wa Nàìjíríà nígbà tẹ́ ẹ wọlé ó dá ẹ wá rí géèmì tí palliative ló kàn mẹ́bí refinery bẹ̀ kí ló dé tẹ̀lọ́ bá wa tó refinery ṣe. Kí ló dé ṣe lé ìwé ọ̀fẹ́? Ṣé bá déhùn yín láti ilẹ̀ ńjọ́ táwọn èèyàn fi ń tẹ̀lé yín? Òun náà ní pé ìwé ọ̀fẹ́ ń bẹ. Ọlọ́run sì mú abùkọ́ láti sọ. Ó ní pé scam ní gbogbo subsidy yẹn bọ̀ àgbà. Ọlọ́run wa mú wa nísìn. Ọlọ́run mú gbogbo wa Nàìjíríà yìí. Ẹni tó fìyà jẹ wá la máa ń dìbò fún. Rere kan òun náà òun bí adití òun lòun ò gbọ́ngbà gbogbo tá à ń sọ. Wàlá tá a bá lẹ̀. Ọlọ́tà Azana ń bí ebi. A ní gbogbo ayé náà. A ní gbogbo ayé. Sáwọn èèyàn oníbàárà máa ń jalè. àmọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n lè gbádùn ayé wọn nísìn àwọn tí wọ́n lè gbádùn ayé wọn nísìn àwọn tí wọ́n bá ní mímọ̀ ni ìmọ̀ ló kù tá yóò padà mọ́ ra lára yẹn o. Ó kálukú ẹ máa gbọ́ nísìn àbá yìí tàlátàlá lòun fi ń sùn èmi ò tiẹ̀ ládàá àmọ́ mo lóòka tó.
Anna come lie. For those who don't understand Yoruba, okay, the Afa was telling his listeners how things have gone really bad. He was complaining about the increased school fees. And he said, which rich man or rich people send their kids to unity schools in Nigeria, except for the poor people or poor families who send their children to unity school because of the subsidized education. He said he removed subsidy and is promising them 8,000 naira. That's even the other one, Bokuwari. Sorry, give me a second. I have a frozen screen and I want to know why that happened. So give me a sec.
I can't tell you. Open your mouth. All the way down.
Continue. 70 years old man. Is that you? Jesus is Lord.
So that's Afar lamenting. And you see those guys who are always behind their affairs. When they will be like, the jacket, Jare, it was like, my friend, shut up, Jare, you don't have any kid in school. I'm talking about something serious. And every time that one wanted to say, you'll be like, no, it's okay, Jamie, just shut up, Jare. Shut up. I mean, you don't have too much. Everybody. Or maybe this one will crack you up. Oba Solomon. For those of you who know him very well. Sorry if you don't understand Yoruba again, okay? I'm going to tell you what he said.
Please, Mr. President, àwọn èèyàn ti fẹ́ kú tán láàrin ìlú. Bí mo ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, anybody tó bá rẹ́rìn this time around, ó máa rẹ́rìn kú gbèrègèdè ni. Ẹ má tẹ love, ẹ má tẹ like, ẹ má tẹ anything. Gbogbo yẹn concentrate. Kó tó di pé mo bọ́ síta tí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀mí ló mọ nǹkan tí mo rí. People are dying. nígbà tẹ́ sọ pé ẹ fẹ́ tú Nàìjíríà ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ kí gbogbo a máa ra epo 700 sí 600 ṣé nígbà táwa bá ti kú mo lè ṣe fẹ́ wá tú Nàìjíríà ṣe nígbà táwọn èèyàn bá ti kú tán òrìṣà tí ò bá lè gbè wá ṣe wá bó ṣe bá wa. Ní ìgbà ayé Jonathan ti kówó jẹ gan o, ó ti ṣe gbá o, ó ti ṣàwo o. Ẹ yẹ ká dìbò fún change wa wọ́n fi ọ̀bẹ lé wa lọ́rùn. Ó máa dá ọdún kẹrin kọjá. Ó máa dá ọdún kẹrin tó pé ọdún mẹ́jọ waste dànù ní àkókò Buhari. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ má dúró kí ọdún mẹ́rin wúlé waste dànù. Ẹ sọ fún Tinubu wo ló fẹ́ tún Nàìjíríà ṣe agbọ́ adẹ̀gbàgbọ́ bó máa ṣe. But ẹ kọ́kọ́ bá wa dá owó epo yẹn ẹ bá wa dá padà sóye tó wà tẹ́lẹ̀. Ibi tó bá dẹ̀ wí ní kẹ́tì rówó tẹ́ fẹ́ fi tún Nàìjíríà yẹn ṣe. Tí ẹ bá dẹ̀ lè di ṣe ẹ fi ilẹ̀ bó ṣe wà tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ má pa wa tán. A ò ní kẹ́ má tún ṣe.
It is smoke Igbo. It is take Indian. It is smoke.
If he thought he can just tell him and say, Eba wa da pada. A lot of you are begging. I've been reading everywhere. People are saying, President Tinubu, Eba wa nkan se si. President Tinubu, please do something. You are Nigeria, funny people. President Tinubu, we need to reverse this thing. People are dying, you know. People are dying, you know, everywhere. I say, you know, a lot of people are dying.
Many people are in the bank because many people are dying. Everything are doing.
Everything are dying. Hey, people are dying. You are calling Tinubu to come and do what? To help you reduce the. President Tinubu, we need you to bring food in. We need you to allow to open border. We need you to funny people. You have no idea. I don't know how to say that in English. Because what you are about to witness in Nigeria, you have never witnessed it before. And I don't know how to describe it for you, but it is better experienced than be told, because you will never believe it. All of you asking President Tinubu to look into it, reduce this and that, reduce kiniko. You are talking to the wall. Somebody slept and woke up. And he said subsidy was gone. They didn't stop there. Every of their action and move shows that your shege is imported. It's original. As for this brother, I mean, you've seen that before, haven't you? It's Lamentation in full clip. HD.
This thing is very terrible. It's very terrible because we don't expect all the thing where it happen for now. For this Baba, our president. Because I like him. I vote for him. I work for him. If you see my message, I write his name for body of my message. So I love Baba. Pass all this way. This thing, I don't know how to qualify it. It's very worse. I thought, why now? Would they buy this way 220 before Baba came there? Baba reached there. It turned to 500 plus. We still they manage it, but now it's going to 700. It's too much, yo. It's too much.
Do you think we should go back to subsidy?
Nothing they call subsidy. Well, like because they know we don't even know the meaning of all this. All the nations they are suffer. Why now? We get the fuel. Why fuel is not the race of like this? Nobody to see food to see food to solve. Both of us, both of Okada, we have a 2 certificate, but no work, no anything. Why? We don't expect all this to. It's very, very bad. It's very, very bad, you. My name is Akila Esande. I'm from Ilawe Ekiti, former General Siama Olokada Ilawe.
Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. Ó ti dójú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn.
Àtisebo, àtisete, àtisete, àti ń parọ́ tipẹ́, àtisete, òtítọ́ òdìmú òdodo òsì mọ́, àtisete, òtítete, kágbọ́dé fálárì, àtisete, kágbẹ̀bí fálárì, àtisete, adájọ́ ń parọ́ torí owó, àtisete, àtisete, òtìlú ń parọ́ nítorí ipò, àtisete, àtisete, èdò gbówó ńtẹ́, àtisete, àtisete, ètisete, àtisete, ìjàǹjà aráàlú, àtisete, àtisebo, àtisete, àtisete.
Jebo, àtisete, 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 àtisebo, àtisete, ẹ̀tisete, ẹ̀tisebo, ẹ̀tisete. Ọmọ Ọjọ́jọ́, better just dance, so because you know your situation don't get to a stage where you say you don't fit dance anymore. Are you with me? Just shake a little bit. 1.5 million children are at the risk of dying from malnutrition in Kano State alone. These are children. In Nigeria of today, the level of shege, poverty, caused by these criminals, selfish, self-centered, cold-hearted criminals. If you see the malnutrition in adults in Nigeria today, fear will catch you. But 1.5 million children in a single state, how many of them are probably not going to make it to the end of the year? It has gotten to an alarming rate that they had to raise alarm. Now, a lot of people are going there to support, to give this and that. The government themselves, you know, one thing about them that are actually so sad is that every problem they see, instead of solving the problem, they see the problems as an opportunity for them to what? To make money. At the end of the day, those who are going to be saddled with the responsibility of looking after these children, they're going to end up being richer than they were before they were given the job. And the children, more malnourished, you will see. But there are adults. Like if you see some of them today, you will probably recommend them for, to nutrition. What do they call them? Nutrition or no? Is it nutrition or dietitian or mejeji? People are suffering, and when you see them, you will see you can tell the malnourishment, and the children who are suffering it even more. They are trapped in this old cloud of unknown. And when I heard that, I was like, 1.5 million people. 1.5 million people. And that's the one they could throw out. If they do the number all over Nigeria, God. And I think that should tell you more about a failed country that these guys have done. I've kind of overseen. I don't know where you have your own faith from, where the confidence is coming from. Nigeria shall survive. Nigeria shall be great. And the rest of that, I don't want to know. Okay? But while you are at it, don't ignore all I have shared so far. As part of your confidence and belief that Nigeria is going to be better. I want to take calls. I'm going to stop there. Okay? And then I think we take calls. Okay? But I'm going to go make myself another cup of tea. Sure. The line is opened. It's WhatsApp call only. If you are still here with me, as usual, we're over 3,000 right now on YouTube. But we only have about 700 of us who have actually paid their offering. Let me give you another secret. If you don't have your own YouTube kind of, right? If you have Gmail, Okay, if you have Gmail, you have YouTube. And if you're watching me through your Gmail, YouTube, whatever, you can subscribe. But if you don't sign on to YouTube, you can't subscribe to my channel. You can't even like. Even if you click like, it will be removed because you are not, So I implore you to subscribe, and then set your notification on, okay? And you can always get the notification that Maiyegun is live whenever I am live. So I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea. And when I get back, I will take calls. Don't go anywhere.
Continue. 70 years old man. Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Is that you?
If you are still there and you want to be part of this, okay, the line is opened and it's right there on your screen where you can you see the strolling, okay? So I'm gonna keep the line should I say open now. I should be having my first caller here. Hello there.
Hello, good evening, Maiyegun.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone in the Temple of Truth. First time caller. My name is Ella.
And your name, ma'am?
My name is Ella.
Ella. Beautiful.
Ella, E-L-L-A.
Okay. Ella. Right. Because in this country, right? Sorry about that too. In this country, sometimes the pronunciation can mean different things in names. So if I say Ella, that was something with H. Meanwhile, it's just Ella. See that? How are you doing tonight, ma'am?
I'm fine, thank you, Maiyegun. I'm fine, thank you. How is the family?
Well, we thank God. Thanks for asking.
I'm really, really, really very angry at the videos that you showed up this evening. I don't know. I'm so like, I don't know what is happening in our dear country, Nigeria, and for the fact that non-state actors will just come out and make threats and brandish weapons and nothing is happening is just so absurd. I don't know. I think Nigerians, we are just sleeping. We're just sleeping, and our dear country is just going into ruins. You know, I don't know. It's just crazy. I think we all need to stand up for ourselves and, put a stop to this. Enough is enough.
This rate.
It's just too much. It's just too much. Every day you wake up to new things, bad news everywhere. Everywhere people are dying, people are hungry. People are hungry, and the government is not just, they are just paying no attitude to it. Their nonchalant attitude is just off the roof this period. It's just crazy. Everyone needs to just stand up, and thank God for people like you that are speaking out and, pricking the conscience of everyone to really realize and know what is really going on in the country, because it's just too much. It's too much. Something needs to be done. I just wish that the tribunal will do what they are supposed to do and remove this man, and let's even see what these stupid people want, what they'll do. Nothing. They can't do anything. I don't know. Back then, when you say somebody is patriotic, you do things that puts the nation first. But now everybody is just after their belly, the politicians, the judges, everyone. How would one man hold a nation to ransom? How can that happen?
How did he do that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you tell me that years back, you tell me that one person will come out and just hold a nation to his pocket, I would say it's a lie. But it's happening before us right now. Yeah, but it's happening. It's happening, and everybody is just mute. The youth are there. Now they've launched Big Brother Nigeria, and everybody is all about Big Brother. And these guys are just siphoning the whole world that is meant for everybody. It's just crazy. Just crazy what is happening. I just pray that the judiciary does the right thing and put a stop to this rubbish. Yeah, put a stop to this rubbish. Thank you, Maiyegun, for taking my call. Thank you so much for all you do. God bless you.
And you too.
And God bless everyone. All right. Me, you too.
So that's Ella from the US. I have another caller on the line here. Hello.
Maiyegun, this is Diola calling you. Good evening, sir.
Diola, Baba, how you doing?
Good evening. Baba, I did okay.
So you decided to call in tonight rather than the usual parliament. So it's good.
Baba, it's no longer funny.
Baba, we'll just again.
It's not funny. No, it's not funny. I think things like this has to happen before the end comes. We have to understand that there are things working in the background, and things like this have to happen. If you can't keep on stringing people along for a long time, we have to move to the extreme, and we are at the extreme now, whereby things have to finally change. There has to be a breakdown. And people like Tinubu,
getting too much, isn't it? And it's still
see. When Tinubu came in, I said his government was a government of tokenism. He didn't even have the guts to round up 8,000 naira to 10,000 naira. He didn't even have the guts to do that, to give a round figure. Baba, I did para. This is inhumane. Nobody, I don't think God wants to subject us to such treatment.
I don't think
he didn't even have the guts.
God couldn't have hated
to round it up.
Except if God actually hates Nigerians.
He couldn't even do rounding up in maths. Rounding up in maths. Let's okay. Let's even round it up to 10,000 naira, which is still irrelevant and still immaterial to the people's welfare. Whereas they have adjusted their salaries upwards, he has fulfilled the promises of everybody. Tinubu has fulfilled the promises of everybody that backed him. All the lawmakers are better off. Everybody is better off apart from the people that he purportedly needs to lead. Is a government of tokenism. I said it before they even voted. I said this government is a government of exclusion. It is a government of exclusion that is built on tokenism. They are sharing tokens.
A few people will just gather and say, "Oh, it's the best because they've been paid as well." Then the rest can go to hell if they don't.
It's not the Baba. It's not the best. You have non-state actors, in the same coexisting with our supposed military forces. How can you have non-state actors, informal people, militia? They are in coexistence. They cohabit. If you live in the UK, you understand that.
Look away. If some group of people together like that for Peter Obi or Atiku, would they look away? Same way.
Baba, chairman, I'm not sure, because you stay in Scotland, I stay in England, right? I stay in the south of England, in Essex, right? I'm not sure how your roads are built in Scotland, right? But the best way to describe this is, bikes are on the same, as long as the road is less than 30 or 30 maximum, you have bikes and cars coexisting on the same road, isn't it? Right. It's the same thing. The militia is coexisting on the same road with our military, and it's an anomaly. It is straight out anomalous. It is, it tells you everything that is wrong. Nigeria has already ceased to exist right in our very eyes, but people don't still get it. You can't call on this program and say you are tired, you're upset. No, the writing has been on the wall ever since a lot of these leaders pre-Tinubu have been destroying the refineries and have not put the money where it should be. It should be. So if you were to say,
we all know.
Yes, sir. So it is not just Tinubu. Tinubu is part of the gang. It's a gang. So if you isolate Tinubu, then you don't understand this thing. You can't isolate Tinubu. They are in the same set. The same set. Not one now. It's the same set. It's the same set that did not reinvest or that did not show us that there was a future for Nigeria. All we are seeing is the outcome. It is the outcome. You cannot hire a thief to be in guard of your treasure. It is not done, Baba.
Adeola.
It is not done.
Thank you so
Baba,
much.
Enjoy.
Let me go on. Thank you, Baba. That's Adeola's contribution there. Abnormalities that has been made known in Nigeria. This is not done. It doesn't make any sense, except in Nigeria. Hello there.
Hello, the General.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good. I'm doing very well. Good evening. This is calling. I'm calling from Rotterdam. This is my first time of calling.
Rotterdam.
Rotterdam, yes.
Did you say first time? Have I spoken to you before, sir?
No, you've never spoken to me before.
No,
I just got your number from the screen and then I said, let me just try and call you.
Oh,
that's why I got you now.
Thank you very much. Collins, right? Please.
Yes, Collins. I'm sorry for my voice. I'm having a little bit of flu, but I will try to
I can hear you loud
just say my point and go away. All right.
Go on.
Yeah. I have a problem with these issues in Nigeria. There are too many. Every day we get up from the bed, we see a lot of things going on. My only thing is Nigerians are so religious. Nigerians are so nice. Nigerians are so good. That is why things like this can happen. In other climes, in other countries, even in Africa, you find things like this going on. People gather themselves and then they protest against the government. And before you know it, things are changing. But in our own situation, we only want to adjust. We only want to adjust. For how long? My question is, for how long are Nigerians going to adjust in situations like this? You see, a non-state actor coming in the open to say a lot of things like this, and our military is just standing and looking, and nobody is saying nothing. And the guy himself had the guts to come out and say he's working for Tinubu, a president of a country. A non-state actor is
democratic country.
I don't really get it, but my only prayer is one day there will be that spark where every Nigerian from every angle in Nigeria will just wake up. Things will definitely change. But if we continue like this, I'm sorry. Things will just remain the same. This is my humble opinion. I'm really happy for your program. In fact, I'm not feeling good, but when I hear you, I'm getting better. I'm sweating all the way. Thank you very much. Keep doing what you're doing, and God bless you.
Sir. Thank you so much. Drink a lot of water
Thank you.
too. And then,
Thank you.
I'll speak to you again, Collins. Right? Take
all
care.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's it,
Thank
Collins. I've got another caller on the line. Hello there.
Hey, Mr. Maiyegun. Good afternoon. Good
Ken.
Sorry, good
Is that Ken?
Yeah, it's me.
That's
How
Ken.
are you?
Brilliant. How you doing, sir?
I'm fine. And you?
Very well. Thanks for asking.
I was listening to Adela, my friend Adela. I was like, I said, oh boy, and then the other commentator, I was like, where is everybody now? Come on, everybody in the temple of truth. We already know that now. The country is already, it's a joke now. It's messed up. So, like Tinubu slogan, renew. This one is renew shaking now. What are we talking? This is just the beginning. They are just, they've not even started. Are we even up to 100 days in office? It's just the beginning.
Days, oh.
Exactly. So, let me hit the crunch of the whole thing. See, first and foremost, it's very, I shouldn't think anybody in the platform here, or maybe in any reasonable, sensible Nigeria should know that by now, you can't have a Chapo or Pablo Escobar, who is naturally gifted in terms of criminality and gangsterism, and then he's already your head of state. Then he has what were first degree, second degree, and PhD holders in criminology, criminology, exactly, surrounding him with the same set of the same criminal that hovers around him. And then you expect what? What do you honestly expect in that kind of a government? It's a criminal enterprise. They're against that. They're not there for
absurdity then.
Exactly. So you don't expect anything. When you play the video of the other guy talking about they are pressure to you, I'm like, nobody. And I never start to. Now, you have not seen anything yet.
Some of them said that they dodged the bullets. I said, wow, you must be very smart. You dodged the bullets like OB and others. And you go and run straight into RPG. You must be very smart.
Exactly.
Renewed Shege.
Exactly. And now, the way it is now, pounds is already at 1,000, almost 1,200. Dollar is almost hitting 900. The euro is already heading towards its own 1,002. And you're telling me this, look, mark today's date as I'm telling you. The naira, this dollar, the pounds, everything is going to hit 1,000 plus. The petrol is going to hit 1,000 plus. If they are saying market forces, which we know that is another now. Where is the market forces coming? The truth of the matter is that these people, they need to recover the money they have already looted to spend in their campaign. They're going to recover it. And when they recover it, then they will now start talking about what they need to take from the cake.
For the next election, they need to pack for the next one too.
Exactly. And they talk about tribunal. Please,
Ken, do you know that when we came here and we said that the Dangote refinery was a scam, a lot of people saw us as bad belly, negative people who know wish Nigeria well. Have you read the news? Dangote refinery is not going to start until 2025, ending of 2025. Have you heard that?
I've not heard that.
The refinery came out today. They said, well, it has the opening day, the operation day has been shifted to 2025. Some of them nearly lynched me on that program that day when I said it's all fraud, scam. There's nothing happening there. Nothing. Now they've come out to postpone it. So who is going to now break the price of petroleum that they promised them? APC said once Dangote refinery starts working, the price of petrol is going to crash. Does that mean that it's not going to end anytime soon?
Yeah, but it's just like what you and all of us take care of this.
That just eats me. We said that they should just forget it.
Exactly. That's why you say when you lie, when you put the first lie, you're going to have to look for another lie to cover the initial one, and you're going to keep exactly.
So what happened to the 70% that Emefiele said Dangote has paid back from the money they loaned him? Where did they get the money from?
Yeah. That is the scam, Maiyegun. That is the scam right there. That's the lie.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you can't continue. You're going to lie. You can't sustain the lie. You just cannot. Because at some point, the lie is going to keep falling flat to his face. And that's exactly what you are saying. Look, Maiyegun, finally, truth be told, these people, they are not, the truth is that these people are vampires. These people have not started. They've not even started anything yet. And the Nigerian people are complaining. They've not started. This is just the beginning.
About die be that too, when they finally start.
Yeah, so we are here. We are seated on the sideline. We are watching. We're going to enjoy the show. Please enjoy the bye.
Thank you. Let me take another one. All right. Here. Hello there. I hope I got you. Did I or did I not? Hang on. Hello there.
Hey, Maiyegun, this is Ifeanyi.
Hey, how you doing, Baba?
I'm doing fantastic. Nice.
Yeah.
So
it's good
what
to
I
hear
want
from
to
you
say.
again, by the way. Yeah, please.
Oh, I watch every day.
I know.
I watch every day. So this is what I call talking about what is going on in Nigeria currently, from watching everything you've shown, from Asari to everything. It's just one set of people. Let me make a quote from Ahmadu Bello. He said, "The new nation called Nigeria should be an estate of our great-grandfather, Usman Dan Fodio. We must ruthlessly prevent a change of power. We use the minorities of the North as willing tools and the South as a conquered territory, and never allow them to rule over us, and never allow them to have control over their future." Then I now have another person, the former National State Security Officer, Ali Ugwazo. From his own word, he said that the British gave Nigeria to them through the jihad war they fought. And that's why they were able to capture a Ilorin. When the Yorubas wanted to make noise, they captured the Ilorin. The Igbos wanted to make noise. They made sure that they dealt with the Igbos. And if you look at all our political leaders, they are aligned towards that Usman Dan Fodio stuff. If you look at Ojo Zokalo, for example, you can see his picture wearing the turban.
I know.
You watch the one in Imo State, you can see his picture wearing turban. You can watch every person you see that even in the South, they are all aligned into that same.
Even no persons or Dijo as well was wearing
all
this turban as
you
well.
see him wearing turban.
I think they've given
even the former Amechi. You see Amechi too. Amechi wore his own turban. Same with this Asari Dokubo. He's a Muslim. He wore that turban. So they are, if Tinubu, all of them. So there is a jihad war against us, the indigenous Nigerian people, with the help of our indigenous. Yeah, they are wearing the same turban. It's like a state capture. We are captured. Nigeria, our indigenous Nigerians are captured citizens. They are not even citizens.
People of Nigeria have been captured by this. Wow.
And they say that according to Aliyu, the British gave Nigeria to them to rule however they want. They say even when we go to bed in the night, that we're going to be thinking about them, that they will ruin it, rob it, do whatever. This is a state security officer saying this. They're going to do Nigeria anyhow they want. That is given to them by Allah and be given to them by Usman Dan Fodio. So they can do whatever they want. But I have one message.
Please.
Nigerian people, we are kind people. The indigenous Nigerian people are kind. Even the ones in the north. We all have been cohabiting, living together before these jihadis came to attack us. They are the ones that are making a blessed country like Nigeria to be something that we don't recognize anymore. But I have a message for them. The time is coming. It's either if they think they can continue this trend, the Nigeria that I know will resist them. And this is our time to start pushing back. We are not captured people. Their time is up. We're gonna push back. And I want every Nigerian, everywhere you are right now, let's start preparing to push back. These people, they are in the same team. They are wearing their turban. I don't care if the person is a Yoruba man, a Ijaw man, an Igbo man, they're all wearing the same turban. It's time for us now to take our traditional institutions and our culture back and our norms and push these people back, just like the Benue people did to the jihadis that came. And that's why they're attacking them now, because it was Benue that stopped them from coming down south. Yeah. So that's the message I want to send today. I just want all Nigerians to hold their heads and push back. I love you, Maiyegun. Thank you. You're doing a fantastic job.
You too, sir. Thank you so much for that contribution as well. So from others too, I appreciate all those who have actually dropped their offerings, liking the video. I have another caller. Hello there.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, just you know, a very insightful you know, video. I've been listening to you, and you really hit everything on point.
Thank you.
I was speaking to someone recently, and I don't know why what is happening is such a surprise for all of us. You know, I look at countries like Cameroon and Togo, and you know, all these other African countries where they've had leaders that have been there for 20, 30, 40 years. What Tinubu is trying to do in Nigeria is replicate the exact same thing in Nigeria, where he makes the masses as poor and wretched as possible, where we do not have any strength to fight back. We don't even think of fighting back. And then there is a very small ruling class with all his cronies, you know, all being paid by him. And, you know, they just take over Nigeria, take over our coffers, and we, the poor masses, just continue to suffer. This is what he has come to do. I don't understand when people say, oh, please, Tinubu has to change this and Tinubu has to change that. That is not what he has come to Nigeria to do. This is not what he's doing as president. He's not there for the common man. He's not there for, you know, for the masses. So I pray that, you know, Nigerians can get this through, you know, through our heads, that these people have come for a takeover. I don't know whether it's jihadists. I don't know what it is. All I know is that the purpose is to make the masses, to make the masses as poor as possible and to keep themselves there. Tinubu is not going to leave that place after 8 years. I can bet you he is not leaving there.
He will use everything.
He's going to stay there, yes.
To keep himself there. You know what people say, right? If you are a leader, don't tell me what you are going to do. Show me. You understand? So if Tinubu has shown them what he is going to do to them, why are they doubting him? He's there to punish you. You are still doubting. You know, to back your point. Like they shouldn't be doubting him. And he's not coming there to change your life. It's to change it for the worse.
No. I mean, look at the way look at what he did in Lagos. Look at the businesses. Look at the contracts. Look at what he has controlled. Why do people think he's going to come as the president of Nigeria and now become softer? Yeah. This is a criminal. This is a hardened criminal that has been able to get away with this for years. So please, Nigerians, we better wake up. It's going to get much, much, much worse.
We'll see their what do you call it, their pain threshold, how much they can hold. They are already screaming, and it's just 2 months.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
You didn't tell me your name or us your name, so I will remember us next time.
Okay, my name is Elizabeth, and I don't say Nigeria, so yeah.
Bless you. I could see that.
I'm not going to be shaking.
No, it's all right. Thank you so much, Emma. All right, that's a very good one. So, let's go to another person. Oh, sorry, I just missed yours. When call comes directly, it makes it difficult for the WhatsApp to get through until it ends. Hello there.
Good evening, Maiyegun.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, this is Saki from Spain.
Saki again. How are you, sir? It's been a while.
Yes, but I'm always present on your program, watching and listening to how everything is going.
Thank you, sir.
And in fact, I have one question for myself, for you, and everybody. And it's about this Nigeria. I always think about this Nigeria. I don't know what makes them to always adapt. Why do they always adapt to bad situation and everything? And that thing makes me to even think that even as the petrol has reached 700, with this all atrocity that this government is they are perpetrating, I'm still thinking that they might still adapt. Well, I don't know. I don't know what adaptogen they have eaten. Seriously. That whatever they bring to them, they just say, okay, no problem. And I sometimes suspect that it's most likely their religious background is also a contribution to this way they always adapt to things. Like, for example, they say that I'm living for God. God will help us to cash it. The thing you can deal with yourself by yourself, then you say, okay, leave it. God will do it. God is going to catch them. But
God
me, I'm not saying God catch
for all these things they are doing to us. Them. We know that God will ask them when they reach heaven. God will ask them.
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly. And with that, they will just adapt to the new situation. Because I don't expect everything to get up to this stage that people supposed to have counter whatever bad policy or bad governance that is happening in this country. So I don't know. I need people like you and anybody that can contribute to let us know how far can this thing actually go. Because for me,
hold it until it's no longer audible anymore.
Possible, yes. So that's one thing I just have to say, because to start mentioning all the atrocity, there are too many. There are just too many.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, well done,
Maiyegun.
Will
probably answer that as as you continue to to watch. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, I have another caller. I don't know if I got that right. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir.
Báwo ni Frank ló ń sọ̀rọ̀, Frank from Portugal.
Hey, Franco Baba. How are you, sir?
Madam, Adeo, my brother. Yeah. Oh, yes, make I just leave my own contribution this night because I'm just tired of Nigeria. Whenever I'm talking about Nigeria, it's like I have to put paracetamol beside me so I can use it after talking. You understand? Because Nigeria is giving me headache alone. Nigeria and phone headache gone. Okay, firstly, let me just go this way. I will speak English and I will speak Yoruba to my people because I have to pass the pass the message if I'm with you know, Yoruba.
Nice one.
Firstly, I want to ask President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because he's not my home president, he's the president of Nigeria. Anyway, Mr. Tinubu, you said you are legitimate to become a president of Nigeria, but you are creating gangsters everywhere. Look at Asari Dokubo is saying they are working for Tinubu, a president of a country. That means he doesn't trust the military. That's why he's creating all this useless, unambitious militias. When he was governor of Lagos, he created MC Oluomo, created all these guys. I remember Papa Israel, this Afenifere leader, said Tinubu came to destroy where the house that Afenifere is using for their meeting. He came in Ajibo, he came to destroy everything, send the thugs to beat them up, to do all sorts of things, That was the first problem they had then. But now you became Nigerian president. You did that when you are in the States. Now you became the federal man, so you are creating militias around the country so that no one can topple you, no one can, so that the citizen won't say exactly to keep spreading the fear. So that we'll be scared. We will be scared. You want to create fears in the citizen's mind so that even though you are telling them, look, there will be no air for you guys to breathe. They shouldn't talk. You understand? But that aside, My Yoruba people. Hey, Yoruba. Mo sọ fún yín tẹ́lẹ̀ mo ní pé nǹkan tí Tinubu fẹ́ wá ṣe ó máa fi ìyà jẹ ẹ̀yin Yorùbá ju other tribes ní Nàìjíríà lọ. Mo ti sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ Maiyegun, I've told you before he became president. I called on your program and I told you Tinubu is going to make Yoruba a scapegoat. Torí pé ó mọ̀ pé Yorùbá ò dìbò fóun. Ẹ̀yin Yorùbá, ìyà tẹ́ máa jẹ á kọjá èyí tí Fúlàní ń ṣe fún yín lọ. Ẹ máa bẹ̀bẹ̀ kí Fúlàní wá ṣe kí Buhari padà wá, ẹ̀yin Yorùbá. Tí fa nǹkan tí Tinubu fẹ́ ṣe fún yín. Because one, ẹ̀yin lẹ ní ọmọ ẹni ò kì í ṣèdí bẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká fi sídìí ọmọ ẹlòmíì. Ká fi ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ sídìí ọmọ ẹlòmíì. Ẹ ti wá gbélẹ̀kẹ̀ yẹn sídìí ọmọ yín. Ọmọ yín wá wò pé ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ wo ló yẹ kó ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ tó wà lọ́wọ́ òun ń sìn yìí. Tẹ̀lé ìkẹyìn sọ pé ọmọ ẹni ò ní ṣèdí bẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká má fi sídìí ọmọ ẹlòmíì tẹ wá gbé fún. Ó wá mú ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ yẹn ń sìn yìí tó yẹ kó fi sídìí bóyá Gani Adams ó protect ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Tó yẹ kó fi sídìí pé Sunday Igboho máa padà bọ̀ nílé kó wá protect ilẹ̀ Yorùbá torí pé mo rí pé nǹkan tó ń jà fún nǹkan òótọ́ ni wọ́n ń pa wá lọ́sàn-án wọ́n ń pa wá lóru. Ó wá mú ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ yẹn ó gbé lọ sídìí Asari Dokubo kó wá ṣe kí ni? Kásàrí wá ṣe kí ni? Kó wá protect ẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ọba Yorùbá ṣe ń dè. Mo mọ̀ pé lómi ẹ̀ ń wo program Maiyegun yìí bí mo ṣe ń sọ. Ǹjẹ́ nísìnyí tẹ́yin ọba bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ tó bá rán ọmọ Asari Dokubo wá bá yín ṣọ́mọ Yorùbá lọ́yọ́ wá bá yín. Àṣà wọn náà lẹ máa gbọ́ wọn á pa yín dànù. Àṣà wọn náà lọ máa sọ fún yín wọ́n á dẹ̀ bẹ yín dànù. Ibi tí ọ́nìkẹ́ ṣe tó ẹlẹ́ ò ní ṣe ẹ máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ máa wá ṣe tó in fact wọ́n á ṣe more than 100 million wọ́n á ṣe more than 1918 àbí 1914 amalgamation ṣe more than that. Ibi tó rí yín ò pé dé lè protect ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lásán ń torí ẹnìkan torí Tinubu torí èèyàn kan kọ̀. Ìyàtọ̀ fi ń jẹ over 60 million ọmọ Yorùbá torí èèyàn kan ẹni dandan kó jókòó sórí kó di president Nàìjíríà. Ẹjọ́ àǹfààní wo Nàìjíríà ṣe fún wa? Bí bàbá yẹn ṣe tọ́lẹ̀ like that guy said, he said they will use the minority as their willing word choose. Maiyegun, the state where Asari Dokubo came from, they are minority. Now, the Fulanis are the one controlling Tinubu because Tinubu has already signed our life with the Fulanis. They've already signed it. All this one they are playing. All they just wanted is power. I'm telling you, they made him the president. They took
these things together to make him one.
Exactly. That was the reason why that guy, I forgot it, from Niger, that DSS went to arrest. Because the guy doesn't want to listen to what rubbish Tinubu was saying. You know, because Tinubu must suffer one. Listen, you can't. Fulani, they see Tinubu like, who are you to tell us what to do? But when Buhari was there, they'll be telling the Yorubas and the Igbos and other tribes that, who are you to tell Fulani to behave? Are we that mad? Are the rest of Nigerians that mad? So, you know, Fulani will be telling you, you can't tell us what to do, but they will be telling you what to do, and you'll be running mental steps like, you look at Nnamdi Kanu, look at you Igbos leaders, you are very useless. You are very, very useless. In the same country you are with Fulanis, where is Abba Kyari today? The Fulanis are protecting him. Where are others today? They are protecting them, but you sold your own son, your own golden son, the Lion of Biafra. You sold them. You sold them. Not just Nnamdi Kanu. You sold Ojukwu as well. Now you want to sell Simon Ekpa again. You're putting money on him, putting bouncing on his head because of Fulani. Are you guys that mad? Why is Africa? Let me just be like, why are Africans afraid of separation? Why are you guys afraid of liberation? Why are you guys afraid of being liberated from a country that is not working? What is the problem? Igbos, Yorubas. Why are you exactly? Why are you guys afraid? Why are you afraid?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you,
Let's share
yeah,
the
thank
time.
you.
Yeah, nice one. No, that's a very deep, passionate presentation. You say, Franco. You have another caller. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Oh, good morning to you.
This is Paul from India.
Paul. It's
Yes.
been like forever. How are you?
Yes, so it's really been like forever. How are you doing?
It's
How is
been
the
like
family?
forever. Well, I've been keeping on, the usual. It's good to hear from you, Baba.
I don't know if am I audible enough?
Yes, I think we can manage it. You continue talking. If I have to say something, I'll tell you if there's any, you know what I mean? Like, I think I can still hear you.
Okay. I want to really thank you for all that you do.
Thanks, man.
And also, I want to thank my brothers and sisters that called earlier. They touched a few points, and though I'm rather surprised because apart from the last guy that called,
Franco,
I feel it's like you've been speaking and people don't really listen.
Like they have not been well, maybe they were listening, but it's just moved from here to here. You can't help that.
Because sometimes I feel the bulk of Nigerians, they actually suffer from this comprehension problem. They don't follow what you keep saying. Just like on Sunday when I was listening to you and you were speaking about religion. When you get hammering on religion, many people were like, okay, like my brother that called, is it from Spain? Now, he was asking a question about
when are we going to get
why do Nigerians adapt? Let me throw a question open to everyone. I'll read the comment section, the comment section, and also see what people say there later. What do you think has destroyed Nigerians and Africans the most? Do you think it's politics or religion? It's an open question. Just a direct answer. What do you think has destroyed Nigeria, destroyed Africa? Do you think it is politics or religion? Maiyegun, when I first came on your show some years back, I don't know if you remember clearly, one of my first prominent points was always on religion.
I remember.
Always on religion. My brother that called, let me tell you your answer. Your answer is simple. You even mentioned it yourself before you ended your comments. The answer is religion. No matter the shaky that they bring, your pastor, your imam will tell you, I'm a Burie. You can see the nonsensical comments that's been going around. This me and my family, me and my family, the favors. I just laugh when I read those comments. It is one of the most stupid and senseless comments I've ever seen.
Selfish too, very selfish for somebody to kind of
see,
think like
For those that are listening to me, I'm a Christian. You see, when we follow Christ, when we read the doings of Christ, even those that are Muslims, we keep forgetting that he lived a physical life as well. There's also a physical side of Christ. There's a physical side of Muhammad. There's a portion in the Bible where Christ entered the temple, Maiyegun, and he found those that were selling goods, selling inside the temple. He didn't use spiritual power. I've said this thing before. He did not use spiritual power. Oja egba, pankere, lo fi no won. There's a point we get to in our life. It is not prayer. It is not hoping on your.
So he wasn't telling them that I bind you, I lose you, I bind you.
Yes.
All of you, I bind you, I do this and that.
Oja egba, Maiyegun, odo won jade egba.
In temple.
Kò dẹ̀ ṣe pé agbára yẹn ò sí, agbára yẹn wà. But it was a lesson for us to learn from that point that ó ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan ní àdúrà. Kò ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan ní àdúrà. Ìgbà míì máa wà fi ọwọ́ ẹ ṣe
extra
fún ara ẹ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ṣe fún ara ẹ. That's why sometimes I just laugh when I listen to some of these big GOs in Nigeria when they preach, try to preach hope to people. When Nigeria might die, I just laugh. See, Maiyegun, I stay in India.
You do.
India is one of the most religious, tolerant countries on earth. See, if just one quarter of what the Nigerian government is doing in Nigeria, if Toba try and be by Maiyegun, 1/4 of ìlú àti dàrú, ìlú India àti máa jóná.
India àti explode.
Àti máa jóná. Because the people understand that they are the ones with the power, not the government. Now, why are Nigerians not having that understanding? They've used religion to tame us. They've used religion to... Okay, Maiyegun, let me ask you a simple question. What do you think is the most powerful weapon used on the Northerners?
Well, it's the same. Religion.
The most powerful weapon. Religion.
That one is a very straightforward one. Because the other weapon is poverty. Because they use that to hold them down. And then, go.
Religion and education. Religion and education. Okay, kini separation awa àti àwọn tó wà ní North Maiyegun. The separation there is that, see, an average illiterate in the South has a broadening perspective of life than an average illiterate from the North. Nǹkan tó yà wá, nǹkan tó fi yàtọ̀ nìyẹn. Àwọn lo religion àti education wọ́n fi suppress wọn, wọ́n fi báyé wọn jẹ́ pátápátá, wọ́n tẹ̀lé ronú. Now, trend yẹn long base gbé wá sísàlẹ̀ wá sọ́dọ̀ wa. God bless you. If you are listening to me, Ifeanyi, wherever you are, God bless you. I liked that comment, that Usman Danfodio comment you read for us to listen to tonight. God bless you, my brother. Now, that system is what they are bringing down south, Maiyegun. I just laugh when people feel
they are pushing on instead of them to actually ask questions.
Nigerians, my brothers and my sisters, you better wake up. Nigerians are built differently. Nigerians have years and years of religious suppression, years and years of religious brainwashing. It cannot move an average Nigerian to react. It cannot. Don't deceive yourself. Nigerians will not do anything. Instead, they will just adapt. Nigerians will not do anything. Kifu and day 10,000. Nigerians will just if you want left, but everybody will move on with life, suffering and smiling. Fella wasn't stupid when he sang that, he wasn't stupid. Suffering and smiling.
That's another perspective.
The only thing that can save Nigeria from breakup, Maiyegun, let me round this up now. The only thing that can save Nigeria from breakup presently, if you are thinking Nigerians will react, everywhere we explode, you are just serious. The only thing, Maiyegun, when Kolu went to the ECOWAS meeting, what was his major contribution there? We will stop coup from happening in West Africa. When he went to the AU meeting, what was his major response? We will stop coup. Why do you think he registered 250 generals, Maiyegun? They already know that Nigerians will not react. The only access point for something to happen to them now is through the military. But I just laugh because history already tells us that coups do not happen. Those that plan coups, they don't sit on the pinnacle. They are mostly junior officers.
Junior officers, yeah.
Go and read about. Yes, they are mainly junior officers. Retire all the generals. Retire everybody. He's scared. He knows that is the only access. That is the only point of power the people have, because Nigerians are not.
Like things can get so bad that all these junior officers could be motivated.
Yes.
And just pull a stunt, right?
Exactly. If you think, if for those listening to me, go and read about Ifejuna. Go and read about Uzoku. You understand what I'm saying? Nigerians are not built to fight.
Thank you
back.
so much,
Maiyegun,
Paul.
let me leave it.
I appreciate this. Send me well to the missus, okay? Nice one from you. It's actually good to hear from you again.
Yeah.
So that's Paul. Paul,
hang
on. Yeah. Paul is one of our veterans here. But I have a caller. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Hey, Prince Jejeman. How are you?
Yeah, Baba. Hello, this is not Prince Jejeman.
I hear you too, because they talk say if anybody hear you anyhow for Nigeria now, you need to hear back, or else it will cost you money. So they hear you too. Prince Jejeman.
Well done, Baba. I don't miss a lot of your segment these days. Honestly, I've been so busy.
There's less to laugh or smile about these days, but we should still kind of put some smile on. Wear some.
So Baba.
How are you, Prince?
Yeah, thank you for the good work. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
You see, Baba, one thing our people should know is this, that it has come to the level of if I die, I die. That is what our people should know. It has come to that level, because these people they have made it so bad that even Japa option is not even there anymore. You understand? If you're a student, to Japa is problem. Even through the desert is not option for anybody. It's a very big shame for someone to wake up today and say I'm a Nigerian. Very, very big shame. Because number one, you are not the security is not there for you. Okay? As a citizen, this is a right for you, it's not a privilege that they should make security available to you. Food, shelter, and clothing is a right for you as a citizen. Okay? The crude oil that they are stealing, they are not making account for the crude oil. As a citizen, you are not benefiting anything being in Nigeria until our people begin to understand that they should take away their mind from answering Nigeria. Once you begin to take away that your mind, because these criminals are continue to let us know, they hide under this umbrella of one Nigeria to commit or to kill our people, not even put them in poverty. This is killing. This APC, we shouldn't forget, APC is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Buhari, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yes.
All these 5,000 years old demons, because I call them demons. They are demons by a good general. You see, they met when they met during the time of Jonathan. They told Nigerians that fuel at 80 naira is too high, too exorbitant.
He wanted to
that they are going to bring it. They are going to bring it down to 20 naira or 40 naira, according to them. You understand? These criminal and terrorists. Now, when Buhari came in, he took the fuel to 180 or thereabout. Okay. Now, this 5,000 years old demon, Jagaban from Chicago, came under a day. He took that from the same APCO, took it to 700 and above. Are you getting me? These are the same APC we are talking about. And Nigeria should know. Nigeria should know that when we talk of APC, all the people in PDP are the people that moved into APC. So there are people in APC move into PDP. They are the same people. You understand? The only neutral body you can say you have in that country as of today is the obedient movement. Are you getting me? That's the only body that the whole Nigeria can say that they have as of this moment. Even Atiku, if tomorrow they gave him that, you are still where you are. And some of them are praying now. Many of them are praying that the Kolu should die. You understand? Because
so
of this subsidy.
come back to them.
But the one behind him is Boko Haram. That is more dangerous. The one in him, because they've told us that one day repentant Boko Haram, and that is the repentant Boko Haram will be president of Nigeria. They have set the trap. They have set the trap for the whole Nigerian. You understand? The repentant Boko Haram is there waiting for you now. You know, so that you are praying that Kolu should die because of what you have, the abomination you have brought upon Nigeria. You know, Boko Haram is behind him waiting for you. Koro. You understand? The only solution now for you, everybody. Faith without work is dead. All our pastors and imam. Faith without work is dead. You pray, die. These people are not going to die. You must wake up like Martin Luther King. Carry out all his thousands of members. They hit the streets. Begin to protest until they see black people as human beings in America. You understand?
You know,
that is the only thing.
Me, Prince JJ Man. I was
Baba.
going to say that too on this program, right? Somebody
said,
it's not even somebody anyway. I read it somewhere. They said that just because you mentioned Martin Luther King, they said that it wasn't all those species, all those fancy things he said that actually got their attention, that changed the rule for the blacks in America when Martin Luther King was around. It was those who actually created violence in America at the time to prove the anger of the blacks at the time. They were those who finally got the attention of those who are suppressing blacks in America. So somebody said talking and talking alone is never going to break us loose. All right?
At all.
And
that's
why
Baba.
small madness as well will join. And I did tell them, I said, they will push us to that. Or we have already been pushed to that. The small madness will soon join. The Prince.
Baba, on a final note, do you know that Bola Ahmed Tinubu supervised the kidnapping of Mazen Nandekan? Are you aware?
No.
Because of his presidency, you see that since he has the inauguration, he has not said anything about Nandekan. Officially, has not made any comment. But he told Nigerians that he's going to negotiate with all the freedom the agitators, according to him.
He said it
because
I played the video here, so I heard it too.
He is the APC leader. He brought out huge amount of money, dollars, you know, sponsor the kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu, you know, with a Buhari presidency government, the ghost government then. So we are holding him responsible. If any headache happened to Nnamdi Kanu,
he will be responsible.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu is responsible 100%. He should know that, because we Biafrans, every Biafrans, Nnamdi Kanu is the arrowhead of the whole Biafra nation. Headache should not happen. We don't hear that any scratch on him. That's what we are telling him.
Remember that 2 days, no, sorry, on Friday or Thursday, the court ruled again that he should be allowed to see his doctors. And same thing they are ruling under Bokwari. But surprisingly, the following day, his lawyers confirmed that he's been allowed to see his doctors. Now I was like, okay, maybe we are getting there. I beg, let me warn them again. Nothing must happen to Nnamdi Kanu. Prince Jejeman.
Yes, Baba, Jagaban from Chicago, the INEC president and the INEC governor of Imo State. We are telling you that Nnamdi Kanu, no headache, no scratch should come upon him. Or else all of us, we are already dead before we came. You understand? Where we are now is not only Biafrans, the whole Nigerians are inside. If I die, I die. Because the 3 lepers that enter Samaria, they came back with victory. Maiyegun General, God bless you.
And you too. Thank you so much, Prince Jejeman. Let me take another call. I was supposed to go and get myself another cup of tea. I'll just sit down here and be drinking my cold tea because we are almost done anyway. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun. How are you, brother?
I am very well, sir. How are you?
I'm blessed. Listen, I've been following your show for a while. You're doing a good job, brother. My name is Kingsley Ignosa.
Did you say
This is the
Tunde
first time I'm
or
calling.
Say that again, sir.
Kingsley Kingsley Ignosa.
Okay.
No, Kingsley.
Oh, it's Kingsley, right? Oh, beautiful.
Kingsley.
I'll stick to that.
Okay.
That's Kingsley.
So
I like that. I've got a Kingsley friend there anyway. So yeah, please, sir. Sorry.
I'm calling you from Dublin, Ireland. Okay.
From Dublin. Wow.
Dublin, Ireland.
Just back there.
So
that's,
the little thing I want to add, I don't want to talk too long. The little thing I want to add, my brother, is that what is it that you have not told Nigerians? Why are people so ignorant and blind about this thing? Number one, we need to enforce rule of law in our country. The fact that Tinubu and Yakubu, as you call them, the fact that they were able to stage this coup and get away with it should be enough to trouble every one of us. They should never have ever been allowed to get away with what they got away with. Okay? Like the earlier caller was saying that there's a point to everything. President Kennedy, the late president of the United States, said that those that make peaceful revolution impossible, they make violent revolution inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
It gets to a point that you have to sometimes we have to make war to make peace. Nigeria, we have to take our country back. Not only do we chase Tinubu out of close to power, because that, like you said, he's a career criminal.
Yes.
And everyone that surrounds this man, they are the same.
Yeah, the same.
Okay? I'm from Benin. So when it comes to tribes, I am not into tribes at all. When it comes to religion, I don't call myself a Christian. I believe in Jesus, but I'm not a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
So I welcome everybody, okay? But at the end of the day, we must draw a line in our country and say, we want excellence. We want what is good. That is what you've been saying, that the Yoruba people should wake up. Do you know in Dublin here, plenty of my Yoruba friends are still in the lost. There are few that have seen the light, but most of them are still lost.
I can imagine the frustration too.
What do you call them? Agbebaku, something like that. Ask Lakers. Brother, believe it or not, you won't believe in Maiyegun. I'll ask them, what is Tinubu going to do for your country and for your people? Oh, brother, Tinubu is all right. I said, man, wake up. Wake up. Please continue to beg them to wake up, especially my Yoruba brothers.
You just did your part now.
Please.
And I will continue, like you said. Until, you know, one thing is that situation in Nigeria has gotten to a stage whereby, fine, we'll keep reminding them. But guess what? A lot of them are now becoming the witnesses themselves. They are becoming the victims. So they are even telling the story even better than us. But what we are hoping on is that when many of them like that became the victims, right? In fact, you and I won't need to beg a lot of people anymore at some point. They will be the one, right? Or should we say, we'll be the one telling them to hold on. This is going too fast, too, because by then they will fight for what is theirs. We just
what is right. Because look at you, my brother in Scotland. Can you imagine yourself in Nigeria in this way?
No way. I don't dream it.
Okay.
And it's sad.
Nigeria would have stolen,
I'm not proud to say that.
Nigeria would have stolen
I'm
your
being scared out in a way, right?
Your aspiration if you have stayed there.
I probably will never succeed or survive. I wouldn't. Or I would have become one of them.
Keep up the good work, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Keep up the good work, okay? God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you so much, my caller. I think I am going to call it a night. Somehow, you know, I just feel like I'm tired. Of course, I've never told you I'm tired, right? Before the end of my program, but I was yawning there. I was like, so I could listen to all of you all night, but I feel tired. So, and when I'm tired, I rest. Thank you, all of you, for spending your evening with me. As always, we've managed to pass our messages, and a lot of us have been able to kind of, sort of digest things that we discussed here as well. It's a little we can do, just to let us know that there is no way that you have a country ruled by criminals, that you won't have other criminals getting something called a legitimacy, kind of. And if you look at it from far, I bet you can ask yourself, is this Nigeria? Sir, ma, it is Nigeria. And to be honest, you don't even have the full story yet. I don't know what it's going to be like if you have the full story of what they are doing or what they have done in Nigeria to our people or still doing. I don't know how it's going to be. But I've done my own bit. I will see you some other time. Okay? Thank you so much. And good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun Diary Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti